Thank you very much, Mr. Hoffman. I will see you shortly. Yes, I do have your address. Thank you. Oh, Alan!
What are you doing with the jewelry?
Did. It's mine. Please pick it up.
You were the one who bumped into me, Tracy.
Thank you very much. For your information, I happen to be going to the jeweler to buy a new piece to complete the set. I need these to match the stones.
May I ask you a question before you go?
By all means, ask all the questions you like. You seem to be full of them.
And you, Tracy, are full of it.
What would you like to know, Alan?
Why are you here?
Well, I wouldn't be, would I? If you hadn't walked in when you did, I'd be
I'm not talking about in the living room, Tracy. I'm talking about here in Port Charles. Why'd you come back?
You already know that.
I know the reasons you gave Mother. I want to know the real reasons.
Alan, I can't believe that you haven't already figured that out. It's really not difficult, though it might surprise you.
Nothing you would ever do would surprise me, Tracy.
Would you believe that I came here just as much for your sake as for anyone else's?
No.
Well, it's true. I know you have a great deal of money invested in Ashton's quest. So I came back to make sure everything goes just right.
For my sake.
Yes, for your sake, for Father's sake, for my sake. And I do have a vested interest, my son and his future.
You know why I think you came back, Tracy?
I think you're going to tell me.
I think you came back to fleece your ex-husband. I mean, he already took you for what you had. Now you're going to take everything that he has. Or rather will have if that dumb quest ever gets off the ground.
Well, if nothing else, Alan, I think that Ashton is very determined.
I can't believe you. 5 minutes ago you couldn't stand him. Now you expect me to believe you're suddenly a fan?
No, I don't expect you to believe anything. I'm merely trying to answer your question.
Well, if you're not out to fleece him, I think that you and Ashton are out to fleece Father and me.
Why are you dreaming up these ridiculous schemes?
Because he has spent an exorbitant amount of our money, Tracy.
You invested that money, Alan. Need I remind you? Why are you making it sound as if he stole it? Ashton does not need your money. He has plenty of his own.
What are you talking about? He's up to his neck in debt.
Nothing could be further from the truth. I don't know where on earth you get your information. Aside from the fact that Ashton would never steal family money. He's a very honorable man when it comes to family.
Now you're ready to canonize him, are you?
Look, Alan, don't get me wrong. Ashton is far from a saint. But I do know that he's working very hard to make up for the hurt and embarrassment he has caused this family. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go to the jeweler's. Something else occurs to me. If Ashton were not financially solvent, how on earth could he afford that extraordinary emerald he gave his young wife?
Half of the morning to you, Mary.
And the rest to yourself. You didn't come any too soon. That one's doing a dance on Catherine's head.
Then I'll have to rescue her. Bonjour, mademoiselle, and you too, Claude.
Spare me the fractured French,
That
would you
wasn't
please?
too bad for a foreigner. The old boat coops came out.
Hello, Robert.
I hate to leave you to his mercy, but I do have business to take care of.
Oh, good. Well, then I'll walk you out. We'll talk about this Washington trip.
Robert, you are staying for dinner, aren't you? You didn't forget.
I thought you might.
Oh, no. I fixed a feast fit for a king.
Oh, and I've left the throne back in the bedroom.
Oh, your naughty majesty.
Busy lady.
Yeah, too busy, you know. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I haven't figured out whether you're annoyed that he left or I arrived.
Well, neither. I've got a lot of things on my mind right now, okay?
Good, so have I. And they all center around some questions. Now, I'll try to make this as painless and as brief as possible. Have a seat. What do you know about this portrait painter?
Very little. I am not interested in the man or his private life. I think that's his business.
Well, now it's mine. They found him at the wrong end of a knife yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Does this mean you'll open up and talk to me?
I don't know very much. I mean, he was pleasant. He just didn't say a lot. Oh, God, this is horrible.
Well, tell me, where did you meet him?
At some exhibit, I think. The man was following me around. I almost had the poor guy arrested.
Why didn't you?
Because I found out that he was making some preliminary drawings for my portrait. He was a friend of Paul's.
Of course, Paul commissioned the portrait.
Yes, well, he just neglected to tell me about it.
Interesting, don't you think?
Oh, I resent that.
You resent what?
What you're thinking about Paul. It's clear to me that you think he had something to do with this poor man, and you're accusing him
I'm
just
not
like you
accusing anybody. I'm trying to assemble the cast of characters in this whole mess. Now, tell me, was Althea ever in Paris with you?
No.
Did she and Paul know each other before you met? Had they ever met before at any occasion?
What? Just hold it right there. You're acting like there's this huge conspiracy surrounding me with these people that I know.
Your word, not mine.
That sounds like a pretty bad novel.
Yeah, well, truth is always stranger than fiction.
Just full of cliches. There is no substance to what you are suggesting.
Maybe not yet, but I'm still digging. No poor pun intended.
Let's just leave Paul and Althea out.
I think there's
right?
something you should know. I've done some checking on your cousin Althea.
I don't want to hear any more of these accusations.
I'm not accusing anybody for the second time.
Sure sounds like it to me. And you're just grasping at straws. You have nothing else to go on. So you're going to malign the last living member of my family and the man that I intend to marry. And I just won't stand for this.
Robert, pay her no heed. You're on the right track. I know you are.
You heard.
Oh, I couldn't help it. You know, I never did trust those two.
And apparently she trusts them with her life.
Oh, but we can't let her do that. I worry about her so much. If only she'd listen to you. I've seen the way those two look at one another.
Well, don't you worry about Paul and Althea. I'm having them very closely watched.
Not now, Althea.
What's the matter with you?
You should be thanking me and not taking that attitude.
I won't let you dismiss me like this.
Althea, please. Look, you know we can't take this risk. Scorpio's probably watching every move we make.
That's an excuse.
It is not an excuse. It's sound thinking. One of us has to keep our wits about us.
Oh, tell me something. Is that the reason why all of a sudden you're playing it safe? Or is it really because you want to go to bed with Katherine?
Just get dressed, will you?
Answer me.
I said, get your clothes on and get out of here.
I can assure you they are one-of-a-kind pieces.
And they're exquisite.
I'm glad you appreciate them. So few craftspeople do these days.
Well, you can't ignore this quality.
Then perhaps they're worth more than the price you quoted me.
The point is I can't pay you more. At the moment, there's not a great demand for gems like these in Port Charles. I'm afraid that's as high as I can go. Unless, of course, you wish to sell them outright.
Oh, that's absolutely out of the question. I could never part with these pieces. They're worth much more than monetary value to me. You see, they're gifts from my family.
Well, may I say they have splendid taste?
I know. I'm sure you can appreciate how difficult it is for me to part with them, even for a short time. I do, however, find myself with an embarrassing lack of cash. It's just a temporary thing until my monies are released from Europe.
I understand.
I will have the money to redeem them very soon, however, and I would appreciate if no one knows about this.
Oh, you may rely on our discretion. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get my checkbook.
If you don't mind, I prefer cash. Hello, how lovely to see you again. Hello, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name.
Oh, no, I didn't expect you would. We met recently at a party.
Oh, yes, of course. I remember now.
Great. Well, my name is Lucy Jones. I'm director of the daycare center at General Hospital, and I'm a good friend of Alan's. And Monica's, of course, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, it certainly is nice to see you again. I'm here picking out a few new things.
Oh, right. It's very difficult, isn't it? I mean, they have so many wonderful things. I have a hard time myself. I just adore everything.
It's a lovely collection.
It
Miss
really
Quartermain?
is.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
I've added a little something to this. I think you'll be pleased.
Thank you. Well, goodbye, Miss,
Oh, Jones. It's Lucy Coe Jones.
Lucy Coe Jones.
Yes. Nice seeing you.